Here we go. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Community Unit School District 300 Board of Education, I would like to thank you for being in attendance both virtually and in person for tonight's board meeting. At this time, I would like to reconvene the meeting of the Community Unit School District 300 Board of Education to order for Tuesday, February 13th, 2024. Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Burkett, present. Fiorentino. Gauthier.
Present.
McKindy.
Present.
Scarpino.
Present.
Thomas. Zettler.
Present.
You have 6 board members present.
Thank you. For the members of the public, we do have one board member who's attending via the telephone. He has met the criteria, so that is why when we call for Mr. Fiorentino, we wait for a minute before he responds. Dr. Harkin.
Yes, I would like to have Principal Rebecca Jers come to the podium and have her students and herself lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Parents, feel free to get up, take pictures of your kids and everything, please. Well,
No. Good evening, Dr. Harkin, Dr. Scarpino, members of the board. Thank you so much for having us here tonight. I am proud, Mrs. Alstead and I are proud and honored to have members of our Wildcat Service Club here representing Gary D. Wright. They perform community service for our greater community as well as community service within our building. And I would like to introduce them. Gavin Alvarez, Morgan Joustra, Lily Nickham, Melanie Peplars, Colby Carlo, Aubrey Babbage, and Jackson Ryapel. Thank you for joining us for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good job, Monica.
Parents, you're free to, if you want to leave with your kids, you're free to. Thank you very much. We're very proud of you, very proud. There have been no changes to the agenda. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Zettler.
Aye.
Burkett, aye. Fiorentino. McKindy.
Aye.
Scarpino.
Aye.
Gauthier.
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. Dr. Harkin?
Yes, I will invite Sheila Crotty-Kagan, our Director of Fine and Performing Arts, to showcase some of our student recognition tonight, specifically our activities and music program. Right? Come on forward. Yeah, come on in. You're good. Come on in.
Good evening, Superintendent Harkin and members of the board. I am so thankful we were able to reschedule this recognition after we had some less pleasant weather a couple of weeks ago. Tonight we are recognizing some outstanding middle school students from D300 who were selected to participate in the Illinois Music Educators Association District 9 Festival in November. These students practiced very rigorous music and auditioned for this experience. District 9 is a very large and very competitive district, and it is truly a challenge to make it to this level of musicianship in middle school. We are very proud of all of our students. Please note that some of our staff are unable to attend this evening due to performances and other commitments on our rescheduled date, but please know how proud of you your teachers truly are. And so we will recognize the students who are able to join us here this evening, beginning with Algonquin Middle School. And tonight, from Algonquin Middle School, we have Brielle Bland. Brielle, you want to hold up your certificate for us? Thank you, and that way everyone can get nice pictures. And I'm gonna pass the microphone over to two of our wonderful D300 music teachers from Carpentersville Middle School, Damon Hekinen and Lexi Taxon.
Hi, I'm Lexi Taxon. I am the choir teacher at CMS, and I'm here to recognize Daniela Ortega for being selected to represent CMS Choir as a 6th grader. Congratulations, Daniela.
My name is Damon Haken, and I'm the orchestra teacher at CMS, and I'm proud to present 8th grade violinist Emily Forsyth, who made it on our first audition attempt.
Wow.
All right, and we will continue with our students from Dundee Middle School. We have Jack Bozadarovich, who was participating in the band. He nodded. I'm very excited. I got that. Ariana Gomez, also band. And Caitlin Minaj, also band. And in chorus, we have Natalie Goss and Evan Jerez. And then from Hampshire Middle School, joining us this evening, we have Haley Casasola from chorus, and also from chorus, Caden Hanna and Alice Pytel. And in the orchestra division, Julia Sharani. Congratulations to all of our D300 ILMEA District 9 students. If you guys want to all hold them up together, get one last photo, and then we're going to take a quick photo. Everyone smile. All right, and now we're going to shake our board members' hands.
Congratulations, big deal. Congratulations.
Great job, parents. Congratulations to you also. Great job. Okay.
All right, and we do have two staff recognitions for this evening. The first, on February 5th, we celebrated School Counselor Day. District 300 school counselors offer support, guidance, and encouragement to all students, especially those facing challenging circumstances. They foster inclusivity and champion equity throughout our broader school community, and without a doubt, they play a pivotal role in shaping the future of our students. So please join me in thanking all District 300 school counselors who help our students achieve both academic and personal success. And then on February 15th, we celebrated School Resource Officer Appreciation Day. School Resource Office Appreciation Day is an opportunity to express gratitude for the invaluable contributions made by our school resource officers, also known as our SROs. These individuals collaborate closely with district and building administrators throughout the school year to help ensure the safety of our students in our schools. So on behalf of District 300, please also help me join me in extending appreciation to our dedicated SROs who serve and protect our school community.
For those who have watched our board meetings both in person and over the internet, you will remember we have rules of decorum. These rules serve a purpose so we as a board can have a meaningful and productive board meeting. In order for this to occur, decorum must be maintained. The following are the rules of decorum. There is no need for anyone to call out comments during our meeting or to raise their voices, nor to interrupt another speaker or presenter. We as a board will listen to you and we will be respectful. We will consider your comments, but will not dialogue or engage with speakers in this forum. Board members may choose to discuss matters brought up during public comment during board discussion. However, I need to remind everyone that this would be a board discussion, and the board will not dialogue or engage with anyone other than the superintendent and other board members. I ask you to please be respectful, civil, and courteous during our meeting. Second, if a person chooses to be disruptive, I will gavel the person and ask them to please stop their disruptive behavior. Additionally, our district safety officer or his agent may warn them that if they choose to continue their disruptive behavior, additional consequences will be forthcoming. Third, if a person chooses to continue to be disruptive and not follow the rules, they will be removed from our meeting. This action is a direct result of the person's choice to be disruptive. Fourth, we as a board will respectfully listen to each speaker. Just because we didn't vote the way some wanted us to does not mean we didn't listen or take into consideration what you had to say. Also, please remember we all learn differently. Some of us take notes during presentations and therefore take our eyes off of the speaker. This does not mean we are not listening. In our effort to accommodate more seating in our boardroom, we respectfully request that audience members remain in their seats throughout the duration of the meeting, with the exception of using the restroom or speaking at the podium. And finally, I want to thank you in advance for your cooperation. The board and I look forward to a meaningful and productive board meeting. We have not...
Yeah, can I just, before you jump into that,
Yes,
we
ma'am.
did amend the agenda to have a moment of silence, and it wasn't on the slides. So at some point, I would like to do that. Are we good to do that right
Yes,
now?
let's do that.
Excellent. So that was supposed to be before
Yes.
recognition. Oh, did we blow past it? I apologize. Should have said, hey, stop over there. So anyway, just certainly we had a very sad moment happen in our school community. So we do want to take a moment of silence for Chuck Feldman. So members of the Board of Education, members of the community staff and students, tonight we would like to observe a moment of silence in recognition of Chuck Feldman, a teacher at Dundee Crown High School who recently passed away. Mr. Feldman has made a very large impact in our school community. He will be forever missed, and District 300 would like to send our condolences to his family and friends. So at this time, I respectfully ask all in attendance to observe a moment of silence in honor of Mr. Feldman. Thank you. And I just ask that you all just keep our Dundee Crown family and students, staff, and families in your hearts as well, too, as, you know, he was a beloved person in that school, and certainly will be missed, and it's certainly having its impact. And I appreciate everyone that stepped up and supported that building during this difficult time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have not had anyone sign up for public participation, so we will move directly to the public hearing. Public hearing, Cambridge Lakes Charter School renewal. May I have a motion to open the public hearing for the Cambridge Lakes Charter School renewal?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
McKindy,
Aye.
Gothier,
Aye.
Zettler,
Aye.
Scarpino,
Aye.
Fiorentino. Burkett, aye. Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. At this time, if there are staff members from Cambridge Lakes Charter School, you have time to make your presentation, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, District 300 board members and Dr. Harkin and all in attendance tonight. Thank you for this opportunity for to allow us to be here as District 300 School of Choice and to review our renewal application as a part of the process for renewal for this year. My name is Mark Razor and I am the new CEO of Cambridge Lakes Charter School. Tonight, we are here to ask for a renewal for our charter as presented. Over the course of the presentation, I will provide background information regarding all of our successes of our students, some of our growth areas, and then we will have testimonials from our staff. As you can see, we have a strong supportive group here from Cambridge Lakes that are here to support everything that we do, and it is without them that we're not able to run the school. So I would like to thank them again for being here. During this presentation, I will leave it up to you whether or not you would like to ask questions as I move through, or I have provided time at the end of the presentation for you to be able to ask questions as well. Okay. So Northern Kane Educational Corporation is made up of 6 board members. We have our corporate board members. Our chair is Ms. Jennifer Maniscalco. Then we have our board vice chair, which is Dr. Michelle Kilborn. Another corporate director is Kelly Burke. Ann Miller is another corporate director for us. And then we have 2 community members, Bria Corsaro and our other community member, Ken Davis. Our ex officio officers are me, and then our COO and treasurer, Paul Troy, and Leela Harris, our board secretary. An overview of Northern Kane Educational Corporation is we are a 501c3, and we operate different portions for different reasons. And so for our charter agreement that pertains to that is we manage Cambridge Lakes Charter School, which is grades K through 8. We have our Cambridge Lakes Learning Academy, which is a blended e-learning K-12 academy. And then we have our Schools Out program, which provides before and after school care. In addition, we manage the Cambridge Lakes Preschool, that is a fee-based private preschool. Our employees are made up of primarily 44% of them. The majority is teaching staff, and we have part-time staff and then support staff totaling to 109 different employee groups. Our mission and vision is closely aligned to that of District 300. We are aligned to the idea of supporting the whole child and make sure that we are providing a unique experience for all of our learners. It is vitally important for us to build their leadership skills to be able to lead in a future that we have not yet imagined. Our strategic plan goals started in 2021 and go through 2026, and we have 5 goals here. Where you can see is at the heart of this is that we are committed to a deep partnership and collaboration with District 300 to meet the needs of our families. To be able to provide transparency on how we are doing and how we're progressing toward those goals, we are in the process of creating a strategic accountability dashboard, which then shows the metrics to our board and will then eventually be able to be displayed for all stakeholders in our community to continue with that transparency. Cambridge Lakes is financially stable, and that has a lot to do with our former CEO and our operations department. When they came on board, Cambridge Lakes was not in that way. We were not set up for success, and throughout the last few years here, we have really been able to build upon those the increased in our per pupil budget, and then be able to set aside and create a solvency. As you can see here, we are in our debt service ratio, and our days cash on hand far exceed the minimum requirements, which sets us up to be able to spend money and invest in our building and invest in our community and all of our employees. And so now I'll talk more specifically about Cambridge Lakes Charter School. And so our school leadership team is made up of Principal Sean Maston, our Assistant Principal Sarah Kroom, our Athletics Director and Activities Director, Laura Gugi. We have 48 full-time teaching staff and 61 full or part-time staff members. Our academic performance, we are a commendable school according to ISB in 2023. At this time, we have no underperforming subgroups. Our MAP scores are equivalent to those in the state and national norms. Our growth areas are for IAR are in the areas of math and in reading. And that is one of our strategic plan goals, is to make sure that we're going to raise those up and provide the resources and the training for our teachers to be able to do that. So as you see here, we have 4 areas that are complete from our academic performance goals. And then you can see, as we are going through the process of continually designing and implementing an MTSS system and providing targeted individual and instructional supports for teachers through instructional coaching and through professional development. Dr. Doran was able to bring quantum learning to Cambridge Lakes, and we are heavily invested in making sure that that continues on. And so that will be critical for the next 3 years as we move through our strategic plan to make sure that our teachers and our staff are supported to be able to provide the children the best education possible and see an increase in academic success. Over this year, we've had a continue of programming enhancements. We've increased the excellence in communication arts, which I'll get into in a minute. We've adopted the science of reading, which works on phonics and fluency. We blocked our ELA blocks for grades 5 through 8 and added reading and math interventionists with the support of District 300. In addition, we are using inquiry-based science curriculum, and we are going to renew that contract with Savas in the coming months. Further program enhancements, you can see what we have continued here as far as grades 5 through 8. When we look at our upper school, the amount of offerings is far exceeding most schools. And the new things that we were able to bring in this year is a CLCS Shark Tank, a Scholastic Bowl, and robotics. In addition to everything that we have as far as our program enhancements, our electives, we offer an accelerated learning program. And so that is where students are selected to be able to go through, and if they are exceptional or gifted, and work with teachers in a hybrid way to make sure that we are meeting their individual needs. And so our ALP is headed by Ms. Sarah Kroom, who is our assistant principal, and all of our students are able to succeed in many different ways. And one of the things that I wanted to point out here is when we look at the ALP accomplishments, I've been to many different districts, including this one, and served many students around the Chicagoland area. I believe that we have a very high percentage of placing students at IMSA based on our ALP program. And so from 2019 to 2022, you can see the data there that we are having a very high success rate of having our students move on to one of the top, if not the top high schools in the state and in the country. Okay, and so I touched on our ALP, and our Academy program offers a blended learning environment and offers dual credit The first year was a couple years ago where we were able to see some of the success of this. And so our students come to campus 2 days a week, and then the other 3 days a week, they are off-site. But they are continually learning through the Connections curriculum like District 300 offers. And so our success rate of our academy, as you can see, that in 2020, we had 12%. So the first student to earn both an associate's degree and a high school diploma. And then this year, we are looking at 50% of those that are on track to earn those, to earn both an associate's degree and a diploma. So I think that the program is truly preparing our students to move on to the next level of post-secondary education. Like I said, our excellence in communication arts is one of our primary differentiators. And so this was developed in the idea that we're going to build leaders that are able to communicate effectively with all of their peers, starting from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. And so the 5 pillars are oral communication, written communication, media literacy, creative expression, collaboration, and problem solving. As part of our strategic plan, we intend to build out a communication arts lab to make sure that we're supporting all of the initiatives and making sure that the students have opportunities to engage at the lowest level. And so that is something that we are going to continue with planning in the next couple months. The next portion of this would also be is that our teachers are sent out monthly communication arts lessons and skills to work on with our students. And so as we move forward through the next few years, we will be increasing our professional development around that for our teachers to be able to drill down and really be able to measure where we are as far as the 5 pillars. Our employee retention rates is, this is pulled from February to February. And so you can see here that after the pandemic, we went through a dip. There was a stabilizing factor that I think many of you, or destabilizing factor that occurred at that time. And then Dr. Doran and the team were able to come together and stabilize our retention of our staff. And so we are on an upward trend. We are continuing to look to invest in our faculty and staff. We built common plan time to build teacher efficacy, new teacher mentoring program, the quantum learning training that I talked about. We want to increase our instructional coaching model, increased wages for our teachers, and then to subsidize their retirement plan and healthcare benefits even further than they already are. Our student demographics, as you can see, Cambridge Lakes is a very diverse student body, and that is something that we're very proud of. We try to celebrate as much as possible the diversity that is in our school and make sure that all families feel welcome. Our students at free and reduced lunch, we're at 17.2% of our school that qualifies. And then, magically, I think every school comes out almost 50-50 male and female, no matter where you are. So our enrollment trends, and as you can see here, what I highlighted was I really wanted to highlight the areas of our preschool and kindergarten because that is our lifeblood of being able to make sure that our enrollment is back on track. And over the last 2 years, you see a dramatic increase and then a retention of those preschoolers into kindergarten. And as Pingree Grove continues to build and continues to invite new families in, we look forward to accepting them into our programming. Our student services department is a robust student services department when you look at the total capacity of or total enrollment of our students. We have 3 LBS 1 teachers, 2 full-time social workers, 2 social work interns, one of whom is here this evening, a math and reading interventionist, 4 paraprofessionals, 1 school certified nurse, and an RN. And then we have our related services are contracted out. we work, I just want us to give kudos to Susan Rowling because I work very closely with her, and she deserves a lot of credit for partnering with us and helping us. So thank you, Susan. Our students with IEPs, it is at 10%, and as you can see from the graph next to it, or the chart next to it, that it is a diverse group of disabilities that the children present and that we are servicing throughout the day. Our parent community engagement, much like other schools, we are building that back up after the COVID-19 pandemic. Our Coyote Parent Council is one of our center points for our school. In another week, we will be having our Windows on Learning that I believe all of you are invited to on Wednesday to come out and see what our students are actually doing, and that is where the community and the kids get together and the children, the students are able to tell their parents about what they have been learning in their classes. And then we cannot operate without our parent volunteers. They're helping us with traffic duty, with library, with lunches, and many, many more things to keep us going. So at this time, I'd like to invite Principal Maston up to have our students present you with something that they made and give a testimonial.
Thank you, Mr. Razor. Good evening, Dr. Harkin, D300 Board. It's a pleasure to be with you all tonight. Thank you very much for having me. I am Sean Masson. I am the proud principal of Cambridge Lakes. With me tonight is also my assistant principal, Miss Sarah Kroom. On behalf of the administration and our staff, thank you for allowing us to speak to you tonight, and we thank you for all that you have done for not only Cambridge Lakes, but for all the students inside District 300. Tonight with me, I have 4 wonderful students. First grade, Eliana. Second grade, we have Colette. In 7th grade, we have Amelia. And in 8th grade, we have Owen. Owen is our student council president. And I believe Owen would like to say a few words also.
I'd just like to say thank you for, on behalf of the student body, for renewing our charter.
Thank you very much, sir. And beyond, and our quads and our homerooms, we have over 33 thank you cards for District 300 tonight that we want to give the board members. These were created by hand by all the students in our building, and it's just a way of us to say thank you to all of them. So I'm going to allow our 4 wonderful students to come on over, and we're going to drop them off to you right now.
Thank you.
And again, we just want to say thank you for everything that you have done for all of us and Cambridge Lakes. And I personally hope that we continue to service our students of District 300 as much as we can. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing those tweeted out on your refrigerator, if you could fit them all. And so we have a few staff to come up and give testimonials, and we'll start off with our CEO Emeritus, Dr. William Doran.
Yes, I didn't make you a card. I'm sorry about that. But my name is Bill Dorn. I'm a resident within the District 300 community. Good evening, Board of Education, Superintendent Harkin, District 300 constituents and charter constituents. As some of you know, I've had the privilege of working within the District 300 community for several years as a teacher and an administrator. I also had the opportunity to work as the CEO at Northern Kane Educational Corp., which manages Cambridge Lakes Charter School. I'm here this evening to advocate for the charter renewal for Cambridge Lakes Charter School and to thank the Board of Education for your consideration. When the charter school opened in 2006, I had a conversation with then Superintendent Ken Arndt. Dr. Arndt thought that I would be a good liaison between District 300 and Cambridge Lakes Charter School, serving as an ex officio board member. At the time, I told him I knew very little about charter schools and didn't even know if I had an opinion about an established charter in District 300. He said, "No worries, you'll learn as you go." Little did I know I would later become a voting board member and then years later the CEO of Northern Kane Educational Corp. I'd like to share a few very brief general observations as you consider the charter renewal. Please note the following. I believe that the communication between District 300 and the charter school has never been stronger. Thanks in part to former board member Leslie Lamarca for suggesting routine meetings between the leadership of the two entities. These meetings have strengthened our dialogue and a collective effort for growth in the areas of academics, governance, and operations. There's also been an increased frequency of visits to the charter school by Dr. Harkin, Dr. Smith, and many of you as board members. This is in addition to consistent communication with many administrators throughout District 300. I've seen firsthand the commitment and dedication of the NKEC board. They have high expectations with a strong desire to complement District 300 and to work together for all the students within the District 300 community. There is a strong sense of ownership at the charter school with many faculty, staff, and administrators, people who exhibit great care for the safety, academic development, and social and emotional well-being of the students. Lastly, and most importantly, I've observed students at the charter school who feel a sense of belonging, just as I have observed other students in District 300 schools who feel a sense of belonging at their respective schools. Different schools meet the needs of our students in different ways. The charter school is a good option for some of our students. Thank you for giving our families choice and voice, and I encourage the District 300 Board to continue this unique opportunity as the charter's authorizer. In closing, I would like to share an illustration, although there are many, but I'm sure you do not want to hear all of them. But I was keeping the clock at one of our basketball games at the charter school. I noticed there were about 16 boys on the 8th grade basketball team. I thought, boy, that's a lot of boys since there's only 30-some boys in the entire 8th grade class. I concluded that this is one example of many that provide the students a sense of identity, a sense of community, and a sense of belonging. The charter school afforded them that opportunity. I know that a school is far more than an 8th grade basketball team, but there are many other examples such as classroom activities, elementary sock hops, academic clubs, other sports, and such that also illustrate a sense of belonging and connectedness. But this one example spoke to me that the charter school is a good environment for some of the students in District 300. Like all our schools, there is work to be done, celebrations to be had, and improvements to be made. Thank you for your time and consideration.
I'd like to invite two of our staff members, Morgan Hanson and Linda Richmond, up to provide testimonials.
Good evening, and thank you for this opportunity to share my connection and my dedication to Cambridge Lakes Charter School. My name is Linda Richmond. I have been employed with NKEC for 15 years. I am co-director for the Schools Out program, which is the before and after school care program, as well as the summer camp program. During these 15 years, I have seen change in administration, teachers, and staff, students moving on and graduating to high school. I have seen changes in policies, procedures, and programs. I have seen a new gymnasium built, and over these years, I remind myself, change is good. It isn't always easy, but it is good. Even with these changes, there's always been one constant: facilitate high achievement learning. For example, students from the charter school move on to excel and build on the foundation received at CLCS. I see this firsthand in our Schools Out program. We have many alumni students of the charter school on staff. These alumni students apply as high schoolers or college students, and they work for Schools Out through their college years, leaving us to begin their adulting lives after college graduation. Cambridge Lakes Charter School from start to finish. This charter renewal is my third to experience, and I hope the board sees, hears, and knows how important the charter school is to the entire D300 community. Our charter school students and our families become your high school students and your families. This partnership becomes the best change in keeping this learning community a tradition for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Board. Thank you so much for letting me speak with you tonight. My name is Morgan Hansen, and I am the Academic Director and Programs Director of the preschool program we have at Cambridge Lakes. I'm also a parent that has 3 children at Cambridge Lakes that have been there since they were 3 years old in the preschool program. I've been fortunate to be there now for 9 years, and it's incredible to see some of my youngest preschoolers starting 6th and 7th grade, including my daughter. It's been such a wonderful privilege, and I'm so proud that our school offers such a great academic program for our earliest learners. One of the things that drew me to Cambridge Lakes when we moved to this community when I was from Wisconsin was the fact that our preschool was so academically focused. And after I've come in and changed things around and found some wonderful staff, we have continued to be able to be a high achievement facility that continues to funnel into our entire charter school. I am so grateful that he mentioned about how much we are contributing to our school and our community, and I am thankful that our preschool program gets to continue to be involved. I hope that you consider this renewal as something that's not just as important for our high schoolers going into the community, but our very, very youngest learners taking that first step into their academic journey. So thank you.
Thank you.
I have 2 more testimonials from parents, Maria Fawn and Marcy Hyde. If you could please come up.
Good evening, Dr. Harkin and board members. My name is Marcy Hyde, and I'm a parent to 2 Cambridge Lakes Coyotes, a 4th grader and a kindergartner. Our journeys began with Kindergarten Readiness Camp. KRC is a week-long camp that prepares our youngest learners for day-to-day classroom routines. This camp also allows our amazing kindergarten team to evaluate the students and determine the learning needs of each child. Both of my children started kindergarten as readers. Because of KRC, their teacher was able to have additional resources ready for them to continue building on that foundation they already had. As a Cambridge Lakes Charter School student, my 4th grader has been afforded the opportunity to be a part of the ALP program. This online course for students testing at least 2 grade levels above theirs. It's done at her own pace in a classroom environment that allows her to continuously be challenged. At CLCS, we have the smaller class sizes, and our teachers are able to spend more one-on-one time with those students who may need a little extra help. Our kids are building family units within their classes. Their classes are close-knit. We love that CLCS students begin learning Spanish in kindergarten, and that continues with them throughout their entire CLCS journey. They have the opportunity to join so many extracurricular activities by 5th grade, the sports, the band, the choir. And many of our kids, like they've said before, they look forward to the events that are offered to them through Schools Out, the sock hops, the pajama jams, the stuffed animal building, their karate program, which is actually where my 2 kids are right now, are at the karate program. They have 2 classes on Tuesdays that are full, and I encourage you to check those out. It's a really neat program for them. And then there's summer camp, which is not just for charter school families, but that's utilized by so many D300 families, many that we know that use that camp every year. We're a very proud Coyote family. We love our school. We love our staff. They provide a family-oriented, high-achievement learning for our kids. And Cambridge Lakes is not only an asset to D300, but Kane County as a whole. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Correction, one of our parents was detained, so that will be the end of the testimonials at this time. So thank you very much for providing those testimonials. I'll open it up now for questions and answers from.
I do have 3 other people that have signed up to speak, so if you don't mind, let's take care of that first.
Yep.
Owen Lehman?
He was one of the students.
He was, okay, so, so that was that one. That's okay. Maybe this is one of the students. Colette?
Correct, yes.
Okay, she was one. And then Tiffany was up. Tiffany's where? Okay.
She was a parent of, yes.
Parent. Is she going to speak?
No, she was a parent.
She's not. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm squared away. I just had to make
Good.
sure I got it this time.
Thank you,
Okay.
Dr. Scarpino.
Okay, no problem. Does anyone else wish to speak? Yes, sir. I just ask that you tell me your name and please spell it so I get it correct. Thank you.
I appreciate the opportunity to make a couple of comments. My name is Dennis Hyde, D-E-N-N-I-S, last name Hyde, H-Y-D-E.
Okay.
I've thought about what comments, if any, I wanted to make tonight, and I didn't feel like I actually had the time to prepare, but as I was sitting here, I felt like, man, what a missed opportunity for me to get up and speak, as my wife just did, about our experience at Cambridge Lakes. It's been wonderful. And so what I would like to do is really advocate on behalf of my child and maybe lend my voice to what they may say if they were standing up here right now. And I'll tell you, I am fortunate in my job to be able to spend my mornings at home and help get the kids, prepared and ready for school and out the door. And boy, how wonderful, what a wonderful experience to watch them every single day and see their excitement to go to school. It's an excitement that I don't know that I had as a child at that time. And I've, we've been a part of this school now for 5 years, I believe, through the kindergarten camp, readiness camp to 4th grade now. And really what I wanted to do is to come up here and provide their experience, right? My child, she was telling us about a PowerPoint presentation that she built. She had heard that her mom was going to be giving some comments on the school, and she was so excited about that and proud of her mom and proud of her school that she wanted to take some of her free time and put together some thoughts for her mom to consider and kind of build into her comments. And I think that really speaks wonders to the engagement level of the children at this school. So I wanted to provide that, and then also secondary to that, get up and commend the staff. Some of the staff know me. Some of the staff and I have had wonderful conversations. We've had difficult conversations, right? But there's always been a close level of communication with Dr. Doran, with Principal Maston, and really, I would say that extends throughout the rest of the staff, right? I think there are some that we've been in communication with, Ms. Stevens, right, that have prepared our children for their future. So I just wanted to take the opportunity, even though I didn't really have prepared comments, just to kind of to come up and provide the voice of my children and what they might say to you all, and to commend the staff at Cambridge Lakes. It's a wonderful staff. that keeps us, in communication. They keep us in consideration. They bring us in. They allow us to provide input into the strategic pillars that Dr. Doran built. I know that we spent an evening up at the school one night, and Dr. Doran was walking us through his thoughts on, the strategic charter and the strategic plan for the school. And I don't know that we would have had that opportunity to participate in such an intimate setting, if our children were at Gary D. Wright. So thank you for the opportunity to come up unscripted and provide a couple of comments.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to make a comment? No? Okay. Board members, any questions?
I just want to make one comment. I know there was a couple of slides that the board did not see. I believe you worked with my staff to add that in. I did not know that those were in there, so I know we may have to follow up with you on those because there were some things that they weren't ready for. So just I want to acknowledge that comment to the board.
Thank you. Yes.
Board members, any questions?
Yeah.
Ms. Zeller.
So, I appreciate that there is a new, better communication between the charter school and the district as a whole at this point. I do have some concerns about some of the numbers that we're seeing. First of all, your reduced numbers in enrollment I find concerning, and I understand what you're saying about the kindergarten and the preschool, and hopefully that's going to show that it's going to keep trickling down, but you've lost consistently several students a year for the past 4 or 5 years, however many years you had it on the chart. That concerns me. I'm concerned by your 5 essentials report. I'm very concerned about this because starting with the premise that a charter school has the benefit of doing things out of the box, like not without constraints like we have, which can be good and bad. I understand that. But so it bothers me that a charter school that has been around for as long as the charter school has been around is struggling so much on the 5 essentials, which is a basis to show whether or not you're going to be able to improve. And so can you give me an idea of what you plan on doing to try to raise your 5 essential scores?
Yes, so first, can I speak to the enrollment?
Of course.
So we are building out a plan to make sure that we're highlighting what Cambridge Lakes has to offer. And so there will be a communication plan, a marketing plan that will be put into effect in the next couple months to make sure that all of our families in District 300 understand that we are a D300 school of choice, and highlighting the differentiators that we do have. The longer school day, the schools out program, the private preschool, all of those things that we're offering. And so that is going to be a continual piece of work that Dr. Doran handed off in our transition, and I'm going to just continue to build on that solid foundation that our staff has built so that we can move to meet our strategic plan goals by 26, and then for our next charter renewal to come back with better numbers there. As far as the 5 essentials, yes, I have looked into our 5 essentials. We are addressing those. There's a lot that goes into that. Being somebody that cut my teeth in CPS for 11 years, I remember it as my school, my voice, and I find it to be a very valuable report that comes to us as an executive summary on where we are as a school. And so that is something that we have to confront, and we have to have difficult conversations to move forward to address those. And primarily, when you look at that, it is going to be conversations of how are we supporting our staff members. And over the next couple months, we're going to dig into that and have those difficult conversations of where do we need to put our resources and why, and then how are we putting those resources to benefit students.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Can you go back to this slide?
Sure.
And actually the one before this without the big purple splotch in the middle of it,
Yeah.
so, because we didn't get the unsplatched version of this in the board packet, so I'd like to take a closer look at it.
Yes.
Go back further. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. No, I think you're going the wrong direction.
No,
No, I think that was it. This one?
Nope, keep going.
No.
It's the one with the school improvement.
Oh, thank you.
Right
there we go. Perfect, right there. Okay, so these are goals that you started on your strategic plan in '21, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and in this, and it's between '21 and now, you've completed increasing the number of ELA courses in the upper school from 1 to 2,
Correct.
developing a scope and sequence for all grades, levels, K through 8. What does that mean?
There is a scope and sequence for our curriculum that that the teachers went through that they developed for each grade level for both reading and math.
Okay. Review and adopt new instructional materials for reading.
Yes, and that
Okay.
was
Is that
the
included?
Science of reason.
Science of reading, okay. And when did you implement that?
I believe it was it this year, Sarah? Science of reading? Last year?
Okay.
Sorry.
And then hire an ELA and math interventionist. When did you do that?
That was this school year.
This, okay. Okay. And then the targeted instructional support, is that something you said it's in progress? Where's that at?
So right now we have one instructional coach, and we are providing professional development through quantum learning, and then through the teacher collaboration time. We want to increase that moving forward. That is where we'll get our biggest bang for our buck.
Okay.
Is by teachers being able to learn and then learn from each other and build that PLC model out.
Okay. And prior to this, did you have any PLs? I know that you're new to and I
It's okay.
apologize. But to your knowledge, when did that, what did you do before you started on the target individual school-wide instructional support?
I can get you that answer back. I can email that to Dr. Harkin and have that to you by tomorrow.
Okay. Design and expand MTSS process. You don't currently have an MTSS process to identify and service underperforming students?
No, we do. It is just that it is still at the place of what resources are we using? So, and it is it's easy to identify resources for literacy instruction for reading interventions, right? Where most schools will struggle is with when we're implementing math interventions. And so we have to dig down and say what's being used at the tier 1 level, tier 2, and tier 3. We're identifying the students. Now it's about the intervention programming and the progress monitoring to determine which one's appropriate for which child or which groups of children. And so that's where it's still in progress.
Okay. Hold on one second. I think I've covered my questions, but I really do want to make a comment. I'm concerned that a lot of the stuff that you sent us, telling us what, you're currently doing and stuff, hasn't been done for years. You know what I mean? It should have been going on for years, a lot of this stuff in some form or another. And I know you're asking us to give you a 5-year extension. I don't know if I'm willing to do that, honestly, because I need to see that this is just not another iteration of come before us and tell us what you're doing or want to do and then not doing it once we say, okay. And again, I apologize. I know that this is something you've inherited, but that's been, in my experience, it's been a continuous thing from the charter school over the years in various forms and iterations. And I really would like you to, if you can you tell us why should we believe that you're going to be the person who's not going to come back in 5 years and say, oh, well, we meant to do it, but we didn't? Why should we believe that you guys are going to do what you're saying you're going to do when so many times you've come before us in the past where you have not done things that you should have done and said you would?
So I think one is we have a very dedicated board of directors that is focused and was focused on making sure that the successor of Dr. Doran was an educator. I have dedicated my career to school improvement, whether it has been at Jacobs High School or at homes in Mount Prospect or in Chicago or in Skokie or anywhere else. every time that, my goal is that we are raising the bar for students. We are providing a rigorous education for them to be able to learn and grow. And that is something that I don't take lightly. And when I went through the process with our board of directors, I believe that we have the right people in place to be able to do that work and provide District 300 students with that opportunity. And so, you know, I can't give you a guarantee, right? But I can tell you that my track record is that that's what I demand is of myself and the supports that I am able to acquire for my teachers and be able to make that difference. And I do truly believe with the community that we have that we're able to make a difference.
Okay.
And meet those expectations of all public schools that we're supposed to be.
All right, my last question is, as, like I said earlier, charter schools are put in place because they're supposedly gonna offer something that the public schools around it in the area cannot offer. What are you offering those kids now that we don't offer kids in schools in D300 already?
And so what I would say is, you know, as we go back in the history of the charter school and charter schools in general, is they've been used as incubators. So at the beginning, we were offering full-day kindergarten, and no one else in the area was offering that. We were offering a gifted and profound program, right? And no one else was able to provide that type of setting. And then adopted e-learning, a blended model prior to, 6 years prior probably to most entities in education allowing that at the earliest grades. And so now we move into communication arts and truly building leadership skills, but also we have to figure out what the next differentiator is. I'll be honest, that is my work, is I have to figure out what are some of the other differentiators. We have a longer school day, and what are we doing with that? How are we providing the children the best possible education that they deserve? And so that is going to be ongoing. We have the opportunity, we have the facility to be able to do it. There's many avenues that we can go to as far as starting with kindergartners being able to do broadcasting, journalism, yearbook, all the way up through 12th grade. And so I think that is unique. That is something that is primarily only seen at a middle school or a high school when we start to offer those. We offer 5th grade sports, 5th grade athletics. That is not seen for both boys and girls. That's not normal in a middle school setting, right? Because it typically doesn't go down to 5th grade. And then there's our individualized learning plan, so our PLP. And so that is where our students are setting their goals. They're meeting with their teachers weekly and setting goals and revisiting those goals, and then trying to achieve those goals.
Okay. I fibbed a little bit. I thought of another question. Would you, last one, I promise. Would you consider an extension for a term shorter than 5 years so that you can prove to us that you are serious about what you want to do and that you have the means and the staff, et cetera, to do it?
I think, yes, we would always consider that, but when you look at the what needs to happen to be able to see the results that we're asking, when you're looking at a strategic plan, when you're looking at school improvement, anything less than 4 to 5 years is going to be a task that I think all of you know as far as the rest of our schools. That is something that it takes time. We have to invest in our capacity. We have to invest in our staff, and the outcomes will come. But that takes a few years to be able to do that. And I think we're in the right position to do it. So I think 5 years is a reasonable request to be able to get the outcomes that we're both looking for.
Would you be willing to come back yearly and give us a detailed update on what you're doing and what's happening and what you need to work on?
Absolutely. And we meet currently we meet with District 300 once a month. And so I meet with Dr. Harkin and her team once a month, and we review where we are in compliance issues, plus also with student achievement.
Okay,
So
that's
we are continually and And Susan Rowling can attest to the fact that I am texting and calling her to make sure that we are constantly engaged.
I believe our whole staff could attest to that.
That's okay.
That's true.
That's okay. That's okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just
okay.
wanted to make sure you do know that, I don't want to
No, that's
do
okay.
that.
Go for it.
But, you know, because Mark is somebody that we all worked with closely previously in his role at Jacobs, out of the box, he's reached out to many of the people in this front row on a daily, if not weekly, if not daily process to reach out to us to make sure that he's getting his questions answered. He's reached out to me several times as well, too. So he is definitely proactively wanting to make sure that he's doing things the right way
Sure.
based upon how we would expect him to.
I understand that, and I appreciate your relationship with us now and before. I mean, and honestly, that's one of the reasons that I'm willing to consider extension at all, is because you are in charge of over there now. So that makes me feel better. And not that Bill didn't do a great job, he did. But, you know, I mean, we're here again, and we're hoping that next time it'll be more of a celebration as opposed to a question. So thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody else who came and spoke.
Any other board members have any questions or comments? No? Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Board.
May I have a motion to close the public hearing for Cambridge Lakes Charter School renewal?
So moved.
Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Gothier?
Aye. Present?
Aye. Big break, it's aye. Zettler?
Aye.
Scarpino?
Aye.
McKindy?
Aye.
Fiorentino? Burkett, aye. Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. Item number 10, board announcements. Good news. Board members?
Okay. District 300 hosts meetings to connect with community stakeholders. Earlier this month, District 300 hosted 3 meetings to engage with community stakeholders. Leadership from the district met with representatives from local faith-based groups, leaders of parent-teacher organizations, and officials from local government agencies, including village offices, police and fire departments, libraries, park districts, and the Boys and Girls Clubs. Topics covered during the 3 meetings included a 2023 year in review, school safety, and winter weather communications. District 300 appreciates those who attended the meetings and thanks participants for continuing to foster strong relationships with the district.
Dundee Crown High School magazine recognized as superior. Dundee Crown High School's literary arts magazine, Cuisine, was recently recognized as superior by the National Council of Teachers of English. The honor was part of the Council's 2023 Recognizing Excellence in Arts and Literature magazines, or REALM contest. Superior was the second highest rating available out of 5 designations. Magazines from middle school, high school, and higher education were eligible to enter the last year's contest, with schools in 46 states and 5 countries nominating a total of 375 student magazines. Congratulations to the Cuisine magazine editors and faculty editor, Miss Angela Miller, for working to make the award possible.
Hampshire High School students place in top 10 at welding competition. Hampshire High School seniors Michaela Norman and Danny Schmult placed in the top 10 at the Chicago Pipefitters Local 597 Welding HVAC competition. Michaela and Danny competed in the Beginners Project division and welded a 6-inch plate in the 2F horizontal position. For their work, each received various welding-related prizes. Congratulations to Michaela and Danny for placing in the top 10 in the recent welding competition.
D300 recognizes Black History Month. D300 is celebrating Black History Month with a panel discussion event on Saturday, February 24th from 9 a.m. to noon. The event will take place in the Dundee Crown High School Auditorium, 1500 Kings Road in Capitolsville, and will include a panel of speakers who will discuss their experiences within District 300 and surrounding communities. In addition, the Black Youth Alliance clubs from throughout the district will share information at the event and sell BYA merchandise. Attendees will also be invited to participate in breakout sessions where small group conversations and interactive experiences will take place.
All
right, they gave it to me. So, so last month, I had the privilege of joining a Life Touch Memory Mission trip to Guatemala. Yes, that's me with my hair braided by those lovely girls right there in the picture, to help construct 3 sustainable classrooms in that community. I, along with nearly 400 educators and others from across the country, volunteered for the project, which involved partnering with the Guatemala-based organization Hug It Forward and the community of Zapatan to help expand their school, which serves more than 335 students. I, along with other volunteers, used plastic bottles stuffed with inorganic materials, also known as eco-bricks, to insulate the new walls at the school, which is expected to last 100 years. And I would like to thank the board for allowing me the time off, because I was off the grid when we had that horrendous cold weather. And so I really just want to thank all of you. I brought you back a little token of my appreciation from Guatemala to participate in this important cause. And what I would say to you is, you know, we mentioned when we had our Hampshire High School students here talking passionately about their future, what they believed in. The experience of going down to Guatemala provided me with that renewed hope. I think ultimately at the end of the day, everyone in District 300, everyone around the world still wants the same thing. They want a place that they can have their kids educated safely and feel supported and loved. We met with the teachers on site, which were just as passionate, as caring as ours would be, and kids just want to learn. And so, that's our hope. There's just lots of, really good things that we do in public education, whether it's in Guatemala or whether it's here in District 300, that we're making a difference in the world, and we got to keep doing what we're doing. So thank you, board, for letting me go. Thank you for your commitment and dedication, for your support, for investing your time and volunteering to make sure that public education thrives here in District 300, and allowing me to go somewhere else to make sure it thrives across the world. So thank you.
Thank you. We're on item 11 now, board discussion. Any updates regarding the board committees?
Yes, I'd like to let everyone know that on Monday, March 11th at 4:30 is the next Board Operations Committee meeting.
Any board members have any comments about anything to discuss?
Well, every meeting, we try to make a advertisement to come to the meetings where a lot of the work is done as far as talking about things that we have to vote on ahead of time and things like that. So if you either want to watch them online or come and hang out with us here, it's always interesting, and we'll hear a lot more back and forth than you usually do on this, because stuff we've already discussed earlier is what we end up voting on. So just the bi-weekly advertisement to come to those meetings. And also I'd like to piggyback on what Tola said about the function on the 24th, correct? It's on the 24th? Please join us for that, because it's going to be really interesting, and it's great celebration for our DEI committee and the district as a whole, and what we're working on as far as making sure that each of the kids in our district feel welcome and respected and wanted, and so just one more step in the right direction. So,
Any other board members? No. Item 12 are the items for discussion. I will read each item individually to allow for any discussion. As a note to those in attendance, both virtually and in person, some of these items have been vetted through the Board Operations Committee, which is why there may not be a need for a new discussion. Item 12.1, Board Meeting Minutes for January 23rd, 2024. Item 12.2, Proposed Redacted Closed Session Minutes, January to June 2022. 12.3, Permission to destroy closed session recordings. 12.4, Disposal Report. 12.5, Treasurer's Report. 12.6, Game Balls Contract. 12.7, Technology Services Contract. 12.8, weight room flooring contract. 12.9, interactive boards RFP. 12.10, non-resident student application and tuition number 1. 12.11, board policy review and revisions. And 12.12, Freedom of Information Act report. We are now on item 13, the consent items. Do I have a motion to approve the consent items?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Zettler.
Aye.
Burkett, aye. Scarpino.
Aye.
McKindy.
Aye.
Fiorentino.
Aye.
Gothier.
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. Item 14, closed session. Do I have a motion to go into closed session for the purpose of discussing, 1, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body, 2, parenthesis 1, number 2, litigation, 2, parenthesis 11, and 3, security procedures, school building safety and security, and the use of personnel to respond to an actual, a threatened, or a reasonably potential danger to the safety of employees, students, staff, the public, or public property, 2, parenthesis 8. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Oop.
Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Zettler.
Aye.
McKindy.
Aye.
Gothier.
Aye.
Scarpino.
Aye.
Burkett, aye. Fiorentino.
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you.
Dr. Scarpino, do you want to just let them know that there will be no action to follow?
I'm sorry, there'll be no action to follow, so you don't need to stick around. Thank you.